Everglades Holiday Park. Loading up on boat number 17.
Right here.
Than the recent construction, so it needed some minor updating. So we were like, well, it'll be a lot of fun to have a pool. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
So we weren't thinking about it or specifically looking for it. It turned out well because now it's extremely expensive to build any kind of pool, especially in the lots, the area where we live. The lots are not that big, so they have to dig everything by hand. There's no access.
Okay, I don't want more than 5 years out. Watch this.
Looking for food?
Probably. She's been here so long, I'm sure people are feeding her. That's probably why she's so friendly.
Yeah.
Check 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me down there, go make some noise for me.
Woo! Hello!
Alright, thank you, folks. Good morning, welcome to Holiday Park, gateway to the beautiful Florida Everglades. My name's Mike, and the boat we're on today is called Power Play, which was built right here at the park. And the boat weighs 2 tons. The hull, the roof, and the cage made of lightweight aircraft-grade aluminum. So, most of that weight's coming from these twin Chevy V8 502 cubic inch engines that I'm sitting next to back here. Should be enough to get us on plane. Our first speed trail is off to our left, but before we head over there, just want to get you better windows going over here by these pump houses, which actually I'm surprised, folks. It's probably the first morning in a while that they're not running any of the pumps. They've been running them pretty consistently on and off the past few months because of how much rain we've been getting. But they still got some birds here. Far left on by the trees, there's an anhinga sitting over there by itself. And the ones on the buoys, they look very similar, folks, but they're not the same birds. Those are Florida cormorants, which is a subspecies of the double-crested cormorant. That's a coastal seabird. But the subspecies, they don't go very far out to sea, about 5 to 10 miles tops. And they tend to stick more inland. That's why you even see them around here where there's fresh water, which of course is what we're sitting on right now, folks. It's not salt or brackish. 6 gates in that big building for 24 hours straight, that would pump over 1.8 billion gallons of water. Either way, though, plenty of fish get to those gates, and that's why these cormorants hang out here pretty much every day. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet for them, but not like they need the help, though. Those birds can dive down about 24 feet, down there in short bursts, get up to about 35 miles per hour. And once again, to your right, by the trees, there's the anhinga. Notice the slight difference there, folks. Long curved neck, which is why they also call them snake birds. When they stick their heads above the water, they do look a little bit like a snake. And you probably also notice how sharp the beak is on that one. Yeah, I'll give you one guess how they catch their fish. It's like a spear. But they might have told you guys when you get back from this ride, you're going to head to the alligator show. And the gators of that show, they ain't going anywhere. They'll be there all day for you, guaranteed. Now, there are no guarantees with the wildlife out there, folks, but I'll try to find what I can. I'll call out what I see. And anything that we find, I'll try my best to show it to everybody, just like the birds back there. I'll spin the boat around, get on both sides for y'all, when I can. And y'all know how wildlife can be. Some things don't exactly sit still for us, so I strongly recommend keep your eyes peeled and your cameras ready at all times while you're on this boat. Now, the rules I mentioned are pretty straightforward though, folks. For your safety, you do want to keep your entire body inside the boat. Don't be afraid to sit near the edge though, guys. You can sit right next to the edge. Like I was saying at the dock, I even encourage it. That helps you guys see better and balances the boat. Which also helps us get on plane more smoothly and go faster on those speed trails. Yeah, just don't pass that line and you'll be fine. Now, if you do pass that line, then yeah, you're gator bait, so stay seated too. I don't want anybody slipping and falling into the water. If there's an emergency, we have life vests in the big box at the front of the boat, but those aren't going to protect you from the stuff in this water that's got teeth. So yeah, you best stay in your seats. Now, if and when we do find some alligators though, guys, keep in mind touching, teasing, feeding, harassing them in any way, shape, or form is against the law in the state of Florida. So please, no petting the alligators. Alright, now that's out of the way, just want to let y'all know when I hit the gas in these trails, we're not going to stop until the end of the speed trail no matter what. So I also recommend you switch your cameras to record if you haven't already. It's good footage, but we could see some wildlife in these trails too, folks. You never know. But yeah, whatever you're doing to get ready, guys, go ahead and do it now. As soon as I straighten us back out here, we're going to be taking off in just a few seconds, ready or not. gliding down those speed trails, what we call being up on plane, if any of you don't know me, it's basically just the back of the boats touching the water. And that's why we're able to get down those trails, even when the water gets pretty low. And it does fluctuate from the dry season to the rainy season. You know, we don't really have tides out here in the Glades, folks, but I'll tell you, earlier this year in our dry season, some parts of that speed trail are only a couple of inches deep. And where we're sitting now, well into our rainy season, it's still not terribly deep, folks. Just a few feet, but that's one of the things the Everglades is known for. In general, it's pretty shallow, except for the canals. Like the one right behind us. Well, in the center of that canal, it's anywhere between 15 to 30 feet deep, give or take. Are deeper because they're man-made, guys. So there's that. Got about 1,800 miles of canals like this throughout South Florida, which were cut, dug, dredged, even blasted with dynamite out by the Army Corps of Engineers in the early 20th century as part of an attempt to drain the Everglades out. Yeah, there's that too. It's not really a great spot in our history, but yeah, it was doing well back in those days, folks. Environmental conservation, sadly, wasn't really much of a thing yet back then. They just wanted the land for housing, farming, and, well, y'all know money is what they really wanted at the end of the day, but regardless. We're not staying in this canal, guys. It's about to go between these, to be specific, those are spoil islands to our left. Most natural islands throughout the Everglades are what are called hammocks. These are a byproduct of them making the canals. It ain't complicated, guys. All the dirt and rocks left over just got shoved off to the side. Over 100 years later, it's gotten pretty overgrown, to say the least. We're out of the canal. Of course, it's pretty shallow here as well. The water's murky, but some spots here you can still look down and see to the bottom, folks. On that note, I want to let you guys know I won't be able to spin the boat around to show you anything that's underwater. Trust me, I've tried. I just can't keep track of stuff down there, but if you keep your eyes on the water, folks, you never know what you might see. Got about 100 different species of fish in this part of the Everglades alone. Oscars, bluegill, tarpon, tilapia, largemouth peacock bass, Florida spotted gar, Mayan cichlids, just naming a handful of ones that I tend to see more often. Oh, and turtles. I know some of you guys saw Tommy next to our dock. Again, she's pretty friendly because she's been there about 3 years now. And the other turtles like her out here, not quite as friendly, folks. They're actually pretty skittish around these airboats. If any of you guys see a turtle, let the other folks in the boat know about it. By the time I call them out, they're usually swimming away from us. Something I'm always happy to see, though. You guys have probably noticed we've got lots of dragonflies flying around here. I know some people hate bugs. Another nice day is probably going to change that, but I'd still say try at least tolerate the dragonflies. They're harmless to us, folks. They're not going to bite you. Some are pretty cool looking with all the different colors they have, if you ask me, but either way, they're better than the alternative. Those dragonflies have over a 90% success rate when they hunt. They're actually one of the most efficient predators on the planet, and one of their favorite things to eat is mosquitoes. Yeah, I love the dragonflies, guys, because I'm out here almost every day. I've been doing this about 7 years now. I don't use any bug spray. I don't need it, thanks to the dragonflies. And trust me, mosquitoes love me. So, yeah, keep in mind, folks, I ain't coming out here at nighttime. All the bug spray in the world won't help you then, especially in the summer. Those mosquitoes eat you alive. I would not recommend coming out here at night, personally. nighttime, what you'd find up in these trees would be hundreds upon hundreds of vultures. That's why we call these two islands right here the Vulture Islands. Oh yeah, I believe it, folks, because we still see some around here during the daytime too sometimes, but I mean, you guys have probably already noticed all this white stuff on those leaves. I probably don't have to tell you all what that is. Keep in mind too, folks, we had rain yesterday. That's just from one night. It does seem, though, at the moment, we don't have any vultures in the trees for us to see, though, folks. So, oh wait, spoke too soon. I only see one. Up ahead in the trees, up to our left side, guys. That is, to be exact, an American black vulture, one of only 2 species in South Florida. Now, I don't see any turkey vultures right now, folks, but trust me, you'll know a turkey vulture if you see one. They got bright red bald heads, brownish feathers, and about a 70-inch wingspan. They're pretty big. Now, the black vultures ain't small, though. They got a 4.5 to 5 foot wingspan. Females just slightly smaller than the males there. Yeah, it looks like that is the only one here, so let me turn back around here for you. If you want to get a photo or something of that vulture, guys, the wind's going to be pushing us from behind going this way. Try to go as slow as I can, but again, up in the trees to your right side. Now, what I was about to say, though, folks, is up ahead to our left is also the next speed trail. It's a pretty short one to get us a little further into the flats, but as soon as I line up away from this bird, we're going to take off again, so go ahead and get ready. Folks, as I said that, I felt some of you guys moving around down there. I want you guys to keep in mind, this here is a flat bottom boat that has no ballast to balance it. That means that's up to us to do that. I don't say it's with the rules, folks, because I don't want you guys to think you guys sit down on my statues. But if you slide back and forth when I'm trying to show you something, all that's going to do is make it harder for me to steer, so I strongly advise against that. But I can't force you guys not to do it, so just something to keep in mind, folks. I ain't seen him down there. Wait, he is down there. That's a good question. Off our left side. He's literally just laying in the mud staring at us, folks.
Look! Hey, come on!
He's coming up, left side.
Oh, look at that!
That's a big movie, folks. Now, let me be clear about something too, guys. There ain't a gator out here I'd call friendly. Now, he's still a wild animal. He ain't my friend. But these gators are territorial, guys. This alligator's actually been here longer than I've been working at the park. I told you, I've been here 7 years now. Hold on, let me swing back around and get you a better look at him. Don't worry, folks. As long as he stays in the surface, I'll do another pass for the other side, too. But he's going behind us, right side, guys. But we won't be close enough so y'all can see it if it happens. Personally, I don't like to see them fight because, you know, it's good to have 2 gators so we can see, folks. If they fight, then we might have one or none. Now, he's tucked inside that patch of sawgrass pretty good there, folks. Looks like he's trying to hide from Louie. So these are 2 of the 3 gators that live here, by the way, guys. The third one, Jessie, who's smallest of the 3, I doubt we'll see her. She don't come out usually when these other 2 are being active. I'm still trying to get you as close as I can so you can still see the other alligator there, guys. He's tucked in pretty well. Oh, now Louie's moving again. Hold on. They just caught sight of each other. Oh yeah, okay. Don't blink, guys. Wow. I wonder if he got him. Now, here's what's been going on the past few months with these 2 alligators, folks. Big Louie, dominant male, he's been here for a long time. And you see, he's the one that came back up. Now, he's no small fry, folks. Louie's about 7.5 to 8 feet in length. Osceola, when he first came about this area, was not as big as Louie, about a 7-footer. Now, he's slightly larger because apparently he's still growing. But it still don't matter, guys. Louie's been here longer. He's still got the advantage. And if you saw Osceola more closely before that happened, you would have seen he's got some battle scars, folks. He's actually even missing a few inches off the tip of his tail. And that's all from fighting Louie. Now, he's put up a good fight. Any other gator probably would have been long gone by now, or, well, you know. And that is why we call that gator Osceola, folks. That's the name of an old symbol. At least a good look at Osceola. I'm going to take a chance to. He's up ahead now to our left. And I'll tell you, this gator, it's crazy how much he's grown in just the past few months, guys. Usually they only grow that quickly when they're babies, about a foot a year. Osceola, he's gotten pretty close to that amount of growth as an adult. It's kind of crazy. Hey, big guy. And he's gotten pretty fat too, honestly. Hey, you're getting kind of close to me, man. Watch it. I get my elbow there. I don't trust that gator as far as I can throw him, folks. The alligator's eyes to its nostrils. It's about how long the gator is in feet. 7 inches, 7-foot long gator, which, yeah, again, both those gators we just saw are over 7 feet in length. Yeah, Osceola's getting closer to 8 now. I wonder how big he'll get. I'll tell you more about them in a bit, but we got another gator right here in front of us. Who is this? Well, it ain't Jessie. Besides the fact I mentioned she's smaller, about closer to 6 feet. That was before she lost her tail. Yeah, I know I didn't mention that, folks. That gator lost her tail about 3 years ago. We don't know how it happened, but either way, this gator's got some battle scars too. Not quite as big as the last 2 we saw, but not that much smaller. He's actually really scarred up. Well, it's likely I've seen this gator before as well, folks, but the thing is, we don't have names for all the gators out here. Only a handful. female. There's no way to tell that just by looking at them, guys. So with this alligator, your guess is as good as mine. Oh, we know those other gators, Louie and Osceola, the way they were fighting, especially during mating season, it's pretty obvious they're both males. I mean, Louie we've known for years anyway, but this alligator, I mean, yeah, again, it's, say, close to 7 feet in length. Yeah, almost as big. The scientific name for them is nufar, whatever that means. Around here we call them spatterdock, but another common nickname for these is the alligator bonnet. That's because when they sit underneath them, it kind of looks like they're wearing like a little hat. But yeah, give you an idea of how often they hide in these plants. That's how we found this guy. Oh, and these lily pads also do not grow in water any deeper than 6 feet. So wherever you see these, you know that's where some of the shallowest spots are. Alright, you stay. Hopefully Gary gets to see you too. Don't be go hide underwater like Osceola did. There's these little birds that walk on top of these plants around here where they're real thick. I'm surprised they're not out right now, but the reason why they hang around these plants is, honestly, most of the little birds around here, gallinols, grackles, red-winged blackbirds, the two main things they eat around here both come from these lily pads. Look at these plants closely, you guys might notice some of them have little holes at the top where the pad meets the stem. If you find one like that, there's a good chance there's a worm inside of it, which is called the bonnet worm. It's really a caterpillar, but those little birds love them. It's a good source of protein for them. Oh yeah, they also got the yellow flowers that they just eat the seeds out of those. Speed trail, last chance to go fast. Either way, I'm hitting the gas full throttle as soon as we're out of this canal, folks. So go switch your cameras back to record once again, stay seated and hold on tight. Alright, now we're going here, folks. Up ahead, it's another canal, but this one's a lot more narrow. There's a lot of trees along the sides, a lot of potential hiding spots out there. Now you guys are also sitting at a much lower angle than I am. And I'll be honest with y'all. If anything's hiding underneath or behind those trees, there's a good chance you might see it before I do. So again, keep your eyes peeled just in case. and these trees are not mangroves. Yeah, I get asked that a lot. Those are pond apple trees growing out of the water here, guys, which, like mangroves, you don't typically see on dry land, but they also bear fruit like the name implies. And the pond apples grow spring through most of summer. And we're getting the time of the year we're not seeing quite as many pond apples on these branches, but you still might see a few here and there. And a lot of people around here also call those alligator apples because when they fall in the water, the gators eat them pretty often. Which might sound weird because I actually didn't tell you about. Yeah, gators are lazy animals, guys. It's true. Lactic acid builds up in their muscles really fast. They don't have a lot of stamina. They're apex predators pretty much by default because the only thing the Everglades that really eats alligators is other alligators. And yes, they are cannibalistic, but that's not the point. To conserve energy, that's why they're ambush predators and opportunistic feeders. Opportunists. So yeah, an apple hits the water, splash, gator goes right for it, that's the end of that. Once something's inside their jaws, animal, vegetable, or mineral, they don't care what it is. If it's something small like an apple, they just swallow it whole. Yeah, they're not exactly picky. It does get more narrow, and there's a lot of rocks on the sides over there that we can't see. Now, for your safety in mind, that's the only part of the tour where I'm not allowed to turn the boat around. And it's going to be a straight shot the rest of the way here, no matter what. We also got no brakes and no reverse in this airboat, guys, so all I can really do now is just drive right down the middle nice and slow for you. You guys still be on the lookout in case we do come across anything else, but what I was saying earlier about balance like a script or anything for these tours, everything I've said and done this ride, it's all me. I think I speak for all my fellow captains when I say we always try the best we can to find as much wildlife as possible, gators especially, with varying levels of success. I'd say we did pretty good on this one with 3 good-sized gators. I will tell you though, guys, in the 7 years I've been driving these boats, to this day, the hardest part of my job is telling my guests that we work for tips and gratuities. I never really found the right way to say it, honestly. I usually just say, if you enjoyed the ride, I appreciate it, the dockside, but I know some people don't carry cash, some people don't tip, which, if that is the case, folks, if you enjoyed the ride, there's still a way you guys could help me out. Positive reviews on Google or TripAdvisor. If you mention me by name as Captain Mike, it gives me big brownie points with my boss. Now also though, gotta say guys, if you read some of the reviews on there, you might see some people talking about the captains here begging for tips. I want to be clear on that, folks. I'm not begging for anything. If you want to do a review, leave a tip, both or neither, that's up to you. No matter what, I still want to thank all of you for coming at me today and viewing the one and only Florida Everglades. It's just one of about 200 pump stations throughout South Florida. That's pump station number 9, to be exact. I mentioned there's no tides in the glades, guys. They use those to adjust the water levels as need be. Top priority, of course, as far as water management is concerned, is to avoid flooding throughout the cities. Before you know it. Again, I'm Captain Mike, and I do want to thank y'all for coming at me today here on Power Play. And of course, everyone's safety first. When I dock the boat, I'll get it securely tied up for y'all. As I'm doing that, stay seated, and I'll let you guys know when it's safe to get up. But also keep in mind, folks, when the boat hits the dock, there might be a bit of a bump. That's normal, but it's still a 2-ton boat hitting the concrete dock. So please, everyone, watch your fingers.
Good tour.
Great tour.
I think we're fast. My eyes are burning.
Oh, he knew Lebanon. Here's Captain Mike. All right, thank you.
Pleasure, guys. Thank you. So that my picture on the review then?
Yeah.
Next, going to the alligator show. Hello.
Big guy in the water right here. Now, I'm going to lift his head up out of the water so you can be able to see him, okay? So watch right here for me. There he is. That's our big dude right there. Now, as you see, he is famous for his blinding speed and aggression. Nah, he's a big old sweetheart. He's really not that bad. He's just so big I can't physically make him do anything. And try not to look so visibly disappointed I did not just die. And why are they all attacking me? We'll get in a couple of minutes. Be patient. I also know people are like, oh my god, you're not wearing any shoes in there. If you're thinking that right now, tell me, what on earth do you possibly think a pair of shoes will do against that thing? Nothing. If he goes to bite your foot, he's not going to pluck one toe at a time. He grabs your foot with your shoe, snaps it right off your leg, and swallows your foot whole. The shoe's still wrapped around it. He don't care about your shoe. Now, being that he's so big, a lot of people ask, well, how old is he, or how old is this one, or that one, or that one? Truth is, I have no idea. There's actually nobody tell the age of one just by simply looking. There's no external characteristics, size or measurement won't tell you. That's why we just simply cut them in half and count the rings. I'm kidding, guys. It's a live show full of bad jokes. Buckle up, it's gonna get worse. Now, really, though, there is no way to tell their age. Their size depends upon diet and environmental factors, not how old they are. So he could be 25 or 75, you would have no idea by looking. And some records in captivity claim to have alligators over 100 years old, so they're very long-lived. Now, when you hear them mainly feed these guys raw chicken and other kinds of meat, but in the wild, they're opportunistic hunters. They like to eat things like raccoons, turtles, fish, birds, and of course, a favorite, tourists. Which I'm kidding, of course. Attacks on people are really rare. Everyone thinks they're out to get you, but if you just do the math, there's over 1 million alligators out here. If they really want to eat people, you'd have people dying every day. Instead, we have more people killed by vending machines than by alligators. which is not a bad joke. It's a real thing. More people get mad they can't get a candy bar, they shake the vending machine, it falls out and crushes the guy. More often people get killed by alligators. If you don't believe me, you can Google it. The total number of gator fatalities in Florida state history is under 30, and the total number of people crushed by vending machines across the U.S. is 37. Yeah, says everything you need to know about alligator aggressiveness and human intelligence. Yay. Now for your show, we're going to go and grab one of these guys out of the water. These ones already did a show. I'm just going to kind of get them to move out of the way. Come on, let's go. Wow, look at this speed and aggressiveness. They're so athletic. It's amazing. You're going to sit there? No, come on, get in there. Go, get out of the way. Come on, go. Or you're going to do a show. Just trying to scoot him out of the way. So let's go ahead and grab a different alligator out of the water for your show right now. Now we're going to go ahead and get this one right over here. Alright, now usually when I carry out an alligator that's bigger than I am, people clap. Cheers, anybody out there, guys? Hey! Yeah, that's a live show, like a live audience. This guy right here is about 200 pounds, so get a picture, do me a favor. Hurry up. Now we're going to set him down right here in the salmon, and let's grab a hold of the jaws nice and carefully. Okay, take a look in there, guys. Now, easy boy. Yeah, he does bite, by the way. Oh, hold on. Am I a little feisty there? Okay. Now, you take a look inside of his mouth, guys. There are 80 teeth in there. Now, they can actually break those teeth off. They grow them back, and they cycle through several thousand teeth in a lifetime, which comes in handy because about how hard they can bite down. A large gator can bite with an entire ton of force in the mouth, 2,000 pounds per square inch power. Y'all do not look impressed with that number. Think about it, 2,000 pounds. That's not power in there to snap any bone in your weak, fragile, and frankly pathetic human body and crush your skull like a potato chip. If you are not impressed by that, it is because y'all are on the wrong side of the glass. Now, even though you can bite down with all that power, you can hold their jaws shut with your bare hands. The power that they have is for closing. They have very little for opening. So if you're ever about to be attacked by one, remember, you don't have to run away. Simply turn around, grab those jaws, you'll do great. I'm kidding, guys. You want to run for your life. Now, we have all these alligators in here for a reason, though. We're actually an alligator rescue, and these are all considered to be nuisance gators. Now, a nuisance gator is one that shows up in a backyard, swimming pool, he ate Fluffy, stuff like that. Now, once they see somebody's dog, they send out a trapper to capture and kill the alligator. Unless the dog he ate was like a Pomeranian, they'll let him go because no one cares. Unfortunately, though, the state of Florida does kill several thousand nuisance gators a year, which is very sad. It's not their fault. It's usually a nuisance person that causes a problem, and by that I mean people that feed them. Once you feed him, he'll learn to associate you with food. You don't have food, then you are the food. That's why it's against the law to feed him. Now, we do it here, we do our shows with these nuisance gators. Instead of him being turned into a suitcase or a pair of boots, which you appreciate that, right, buddy? That's why we're considered an alligator rescue, because every gator here would have sadly been destroyed if they were not here with us. Now, we're also very fortunate. We work with one of the only committed non-kill gator trappers around. I work under him and rescue these guys out of people's backyards myself. I actually caught one of them on somebody's front doorstep at 4 in the morning. Like, imagine going to leave for work early, sun's not even up, open your front door, and surprise, that thing's on your welcome mat. Literally what happened. So I was able to safely capture and rescue that gator. Now again, I say the word rescue because if a different trapper shows up, they simply shoot the poor alligator. And the reason behind that is, as nuisance gator trappers, we don't get paid money to catch a gator. The gator itself is the payment. The only way a trapper makes money is by killing him and then selling the meat and the hide, which means the group that rescues him are the only ones dumb enough to work for free. Yay. No, really, we volunteer our time unpaid to rescue them out of backyards, to bring to sanctuaries like this, instead of killing them for a profit. And our group has rescued over 500 nuisance gators in the last several years. We bring them here first, they stay here temporarily, and then we send them out to the other parks and sanctuaries that we work with. But the state does not allow their relocation back out in the wild due to their homing ability. And what that means, even if you took him 100 miles away and dropped him off, give him a few months, he'll go back to the same backyard he was caught from. They read the Earth's magnetic field to find their way. That's why they're recognized as such amazing navigators. Navigator. You'll get in a couple minutes, guys. Yeah, if you want to learn more about the rescue, what we do, and how we save them, check out the TV show he's filmed here called Gator Boys on Animal Planet. I'm one of the guys who's on the TV show. Now, gator wrestling is not like wrestling with their brain. I do not hurt, headlock, or body slam the poor alligator. I handle him as gently as I can while not letting him remove any body parts. So gator wrestling comes from techniques used by the native tribes of Florida, and one of their famous maneuvers is hold the jaws shut between your chin and your chest, allowing your hands to be free to take out a rope and then tie the jaws shut, which sounds like a horrible, dangerous idea because it is, so I'm demonstrating. I'm going to hold these jaws underneath my chin, and it makes a cool looking photo, and I give you a thumbs up out to the side. If it does go horribly wrong, switch your camera from photo to video. So very carefully. Sometimes people clap or something. Oh my goodness, you can switch to the overwhelming and unprompted enthusiasm. Now, hold on guys, he's getting a little feisty here. Whoa. Easy, buddy. Whoa. Yeehaw. No, he's actually trying to bite me. Look at the jawline. Do you see the gap? He's trying to rip my hand off right now, literally. Watch, if I let him open the mouth. Okay. There you go. So that's what he's trying to do. Okay. So at the end of the show, when somebody asks me, why did they bite you? I didn't let it. It's not because it's not trying, okay? It makes me crazy. I've been handling gators since I was a kid. It makes me crazy when people mistake your skill for a lack of effort on his part. If your hand slips when he does that, your hand is gone. Okay, that is 100% real. One of my coworkers, his thumb slipped on one of those, right in the mouth, ripped right off, swallowed down, you don't get it back. Okay, so yeah, not a joke right there. Now, the number one question we get all day long, why are they all attacking me? Why aren't they more aggressive? How am I still alive? And why do you guys look so disappointed I'm still alive? Now, most people are probably thinking, well, you must have just fed them, that must be why. And if you think that's why, you'll be the first one eaten by an alligator. No, really, feeding them is the most dangerous part of the job. It doesn't make them calm and happy, it creates a feeding frenzy. When I feed them, it's the last thing I do of the day. Then I go home, and I'll come back in here, so they're all going nuts. Now, if you're sitting there like, yeah, but I feed my dog and he loves me, why would they be the same? Does that look like your dog? He does not think or act like a dog does. He doesn't see you as a friend or provider. He sees you as a walking hunk of meat. You brought more meat to feed him, that's called a buy one, get one free. Now then people ask, yeah, but if you just keep them well fed, they won't bite because you're not hungry, right? That's the trick. They're just well fed. No, it doesn't work either. These guys don't get full like you're thinking. I literally watched one sit at a pile of meat and eat and overeat until he cannot help but throw it up, and they just eat to throw it back up. Beautiful smell right there, by the way. So no, you cannot feed them beforehand and make them nice. And if you don't believe me, just look it up on YouTube. You'll see videos of a big overweight gator does not need more food. Guy goes to feed it, rips his hand right off, and swallows his hand in front of his face. They will bite the hand that feeds, rip it off, and eat it in front of you with zero hesitation. So what does matter is how he perceives me. When he first comes into the wild, he's going to try to kill me because he thinks I'm going to kill him. He's afraid of me, so he defends himself out of fear. Once they realize I'm not going to hurt him, we do an animal-friendly show. He's a lot more calm, relaxed, and he tolerates a lot of this because he knows I'm not going to hurt him. Now, he'll still bite you, obviously. It's not like he's nice, but he is relatively calm because he knows I'm not trying to hurt him. Relatively calm means he'll still rip off your hand, though. Now, the rest of these guys also know that if any of them try to mess with me, I'm going to make that guy do the show instead. Get where I'm going here. My work day is 10 to 15 of these shows today, and I do work with every alligator in here, and they know I'm the guy that does the show. That's why I'm walking around next to them. We keep their heads down. They're like, don't lick me, don't lick me. Now, that does not make them tame or trustworthy. It means that they respect you, and they respect you this much. Okay. The moment you trip and fall by one, respect's out the window. He's going to try to eat you. The moment your hand slips, again, he's going to eat your hand. And at least once a day, I'm walking around in here, one of them will creep up and try to bite me in the back of the leg. If you're not quick and paying attention, he will rip off your leg, eat it in front of you. He doesn't feel bad about it because he's an alligator, not a Labrador. I got to say it like that all day. People are like, you mean if you love them, they don't love you back? Y'all seen way too many Disney movies. He's not my friend, he's not my pet. I love him, he does not love me, and yes, they all bite. In fact, this guy came about my old boss before. That's why it's my favorite. Now, right behind the eyes are the ears. They can seal off their ears, their nostrils, and the back of their throat. Although they live in the water, they don't breathe underwater, but they do hold their breath an amazing 6 hours at a time. Now, I've got one more trick I'm going to show you guys. Before I do it, I want to say by myself, so you don't think I'm just some crazy redneck, because I know how this looks. Actually, I have a bachelor's degree in environmental studies from FIU in Miami, so I'm an educated redneck, thank you. I actually do have a degree. I have multiple academic publications in the world of invasive species biology, which is super cool and awesome, and made me $0. That's why I risk life and limb for the entertainment of complete strangers as my other job to pay off student loans. Yay! Now, the catch with this kind of job, it is obviously very dangerous, and due to the danger factor, I'm technically not an employee of the park. That way I'm not on their insurance, that way if you did rip off my hand, nobody's actually responsible, and I just get a get well soon card. Like, for real, that's literally their healthcare plan here. Due to liability, I am not an employee of the park, but an unpaid volunteer doing the show for free, so if he does rip off my hand, they're really not responsible. So if you do enjoy the show, have fun, learn about gators, and like the fact that we're a rescue that give these guys, I greatly appreciate anything that goes my little tip jar / hand replacement fund at the end. That's how I get paid, and it does help us run our rescue. And the last thing I'm going to say, guys, is don't try this on your own. I make it look easy. I'm very comfortable, not because it's safe, but because I've handled gators since I was 10 years old, and I'm what they call desensitized and mentally unstable. Don't try it on your own. Now, really, I've been handling gators since I was a kid. I feel very lucky. I've never had a bad accident. I have had a few friends that did. I had one friend get bit in the hand during a show. Gator death rolled. It just snapped his arm right in half. Now, thankfully, he kept his hand. It was just facing the completely wrong direction. I had another friend get bit in the upper arm like this, and this guy was big. He was 260 pounds of muscle. He was a weightlifter. A gator grabbed him and just flipped him off the back like a rag doll. Ripped his bicep muscle off the bone and ate it, like he lost it. Now, I don't say that to be dramatic. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I don't want to be afraid of them. But those are real stories of friends of mine that used to do this show. And I say because I'm trying to make my show fun with bad jokes. I want you guys to laugh at the bad jokes, but don't let the humor make you forget you can also rip off your arms. Now, as you can see, they're not aggressive. They're not out to get you. They're not going to chase you down. They're a bunch of lazy bums. You don't have to be afraid of them. But if you feed them, swim in their habitat, or try to handle one, yeah, that's how people get killed. But if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. Now, let's do our last trick here and do the opposite of that advice. Our last trick's what we call the face off, because if I mess up, my face comes off. You gotta have like a morbid sense of humor here. I'm gonna open up his jaws, and I'm gonna set my chin on the edge of the open jaw, balancing the jaws open with my chin. Now, if anything touches the side of his mouth, boom, jaws slam shut in your face. So you're probably thinking like, what's the trick? How do you do it safely? Trick is, it ain't safe. If you mess up, you get nailed. It's on YouTube, you can watch. Not me, somebody else. Alright, so let's open up those jaws. Alright, buddy. Be nice. Nope. It's not gonna be nice. Oh, come on. You good? You're a good boy. If you're a good boy at the end of the show, I'll get you a nice chihuahua. Oh, now yeah, it's getting a little crazy here. There we go. Wow. Alright. Hey, by the way, did I tell you guys what this is? Did I say that? No? Oh yeah, you know what this is? It ain't fat. That's his jaw muscle. Whole thing. Both sides right there. Yeah, give me the strongest guy in the audience. Make a bicep. What do you got, like 4 pounds on your arm and think you're tough? This guy's got it for like 25. A big gator can have over 50 pounds of muscle there for closing the jaw. You guys ever heard of a death roll? That's when he bites you with those jaw muscles, breaks the bone, and then this gator that weighs about 200 pounds just lifted me off the ground. I'm 200 pounds. He then spins 6 times in a second. That's what a death roll is. This thing attaches, spins 6 times in a second with that body weight, that amount of power, pops your arm right off. Okay, it's a beautiful visual for everyone to think about before I put my face against the seat. Yeah, you guys don't see the humor in this. I think it's because that's kind of alarming. It's a little worrisome. All right, but most of the adults don't because they just got their phones up, like, yeah, he's gonna die. Like, this lady didn't even look up, man. She's just like, yeah, this guy will die, and I'll get likes when I post it. Now, I will say this, guys, take your photos, videos, this fine, but hold your phone to the side. Make sure you do watch the show with your eyes. I'm going to risk my life for you, not your 6 followers on Facebook. And if you didn't laugh, it's because you got 6 followers. Now, most of the show is a lot of jokes, guys. I want you to laugh and have fun, but seriously, it is a live show. It is the real deal. It's a real gator, and if I mess up, I lose my head. So before I do it, I want some motivation. You guys enjoy the show? Yeah! All right. So here we go, very carefully. That's enough. Thank you very much, guys. See you to the alligator. Thank you very much, buddy. Alright, guys. We're going to do for you now is we're going to take a baby alligator, some other cool animals to check out. If you enjoy watching me risk my life for your entertainment, I'll be sending strategically by my tip jar, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. You guys enjoy the show and have fun? Yeah! Thank you very much, guys. We're going to exit out right this way, and then right back here for your baby gator photo. Right this way.
Yeah, we should have 2 cloth towels and 2 rolls of paper towels like out at any time. Kids are messy.
She told me alligator. That's Elizabeth and his alligator, her alligator. Sprinkles, like powdered sprinkles. Chocolate.
I guess now people can get gator bites next door. You saw they had them at the cafe.
Yeah, I saw that.